Pras, what's good?
What's up, man?
Dope place here, man.
Thank you. Welcome to my home.
Thank you for having us. So recently I just saw a movie called Sweet Micky for President. And this is a movie that you actually produced.
Right.
Now, very, very interesting story. And the story of Sweet Micky is somewhat similar to the Donald Trump story. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about the Sweet Micky story. So from what I understand, the terrible earthquake happened in Haiti. And at the time, it was time for a new election and a new president. And Haiti had a long history of corrupt presidents. Is that fair?
Well, more dictators.
Dictators.
Right.
Because Haiti was the first black country to actually get independence.
Yeah, so it's the first black republic, won its independence in 1804 against Napoleon. Mm-hmm. And so what happened is when the slaves were here in America, what the Americans did, they kind of like shunned away from what happened. So they didn't recognize Haiti as the republic because they didn't want the slaves here to be inspired by what just happened. So, and a good thing also, there weren't no social media at the time. So, word got back into places like a little bit longer. It took a little bit longer for words to get back. But the slaves at some point knew there was a country where there was a black revolt, but they didn't know how they did it, so they couldn't really, try to get together to figure out what to do or to mimic what they did.
Right. So you are of Haitian descent, but you were actually born in America.
Right.
Wyclef was born in Haiti.
Yeah, Wyclef was born in Haiti.
And Lauryn Hill, I guess, was just Haitian by association.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys had connections to Haiti the whole time. So there was a long history of dictators that were overthrown, coup d'etats, assassinations, and just kind of general corruption going on.
Right.
So the earthquake happened, which was one of the biggest disasters in Haitian history.
On Earth, pretty much.
On Earth,
yeah.
Right. It was, how many thousands of people died in the process?
Close to 300.
300,000 people died, and what was like 2.5 million were displaced?
Yeah.
So it was time for a new election, and you had the idea to have an outsider run for president.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you chose Sweet Micky, who I guess was the Michael Jackson of Haiti.
Right.
Now, this guy had no political experience. There was videos of him dancing with a diaper on and doing all types of fairly vulgar stuff with women on stage and so forth. But he was sort of a political singer as well, and he would speak out against the government and so forth. I guess he was on a hit list at one point.
Right.
The government tried to kill him. Mm-hmm. Were there any actual assassination attempts on his life?
I mean, he had to leave the country at some point. So he left Haiti, so he was in exile, I guess, for a little while. So he was in Miami when the government at that time had put him basically on the hit list.
Okay. So what was it about Sweet Micky that made you want to get behind him and, push him to run for president?
Well, I mean, obviously he was a friend. He was a fellow musician. When I was growing up, looked up to him. And obviously once we took off, we became friends with him. And, I just thought that he can do something for the country at that time. He had this popular rhetoric with him. And I wanted to support that.
Okay. So you guys came up over a series of phone calls with the idea about him running.
So basically I called him and I said, hey, listen, we just had this earthquake a couple weeks ago. At that time, it was a couple weeks ago. And I said, yo, dude, man, I got this idea. You probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I think you should run for president of Haiti. Just like that. And then the conversation started to happen. Truth be told, there are people who have aspiration to do things, but never know how to go about to do it. So somewhere in his mind in the last 20 years prior to me coming to him, he probably thought of himself probably becoming a president, but thought like, it never happened, right? So here comes this dude, his friend, like, yo, let's make it happen. And so I think in the beginning he humored me because it was interesting. It was like, well, let me see where it can go. It's not gonna go far. I think that's how he felt. And when after 2-3 months, because I took a trip to Miami to go actually have a conversation with him. Because prior to that, we were just talking over the phone, coming up with different strategies, but I was doing all the talking. And so I guess when I showed up to Miami is when he started to realize I'm dead ass serious.
Okay, so he goes and runs for president. There was a bunch of other politicians involved. Was it like 70 candidates or something like that?
Same as the U.S.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, partway through the election, Wycliffe starts to run. And so Wycliffe is actually running against your candidate. At one point, Wycliffe gets eliminated because he wasn't a citizen of Haiti. And I actually interviewed him about this.
So first of all, I still have my Haiti passport. I got my green card. I am the American dream.
Right.
I decided I'm going to take this dream back home. They tell you that I need 5 years residency in order to I have to live in the country for 5 years, correct? Mm-hmm. But no one says on VladTV says, okay, they told him he has to live in the country for 5 years. 5 years prior to that, what was he doing in Haiti? Was he ever in Haiti? Sure. Yeah. So no one said, yeah, he was in Haiti. What kind of passport did he have? Oh, he had a diplomatic passport 5 years prior to him running. So if he had a diplomatic passport 5 years prior to him running, why would they give him a diplomatic passport if he is not a citizen of that country? Once again, I do not think that we outside of Haiti understand the laws inside of Haiti. And I think that was used to bamboozle a lot of what happened. And I could have detested, I could have went to court, I could have fought it. But for what?
Do you think that if Wycliffe had run, that he would have won?
No.
No? Why is that?
The reason, let me just backtrack a little. So, one, at that time, people thought that I was going against Wycliffe when I was supporting Michel Martelly. I wasn't going against Wycliffe.
Because Wycliffe hadn't run yet.
Right. We didn't know he had plans to run.
Yeah.
He never indicated anything to me or to Michel Martelly. Now, I would say this, though. We knew 3 weeks or 4 weeks before, because, it's just like the U.S. You have to go register with your party or whatever that you actually running for president. So about 3 to 4 weeks prior to going to register, we knew because Time Magazine did a profile on Wycliffe, that the future of Haiti, the next president. So Wycliffe was already anointed to be the next president because he's Wycliffe Jean, the most popular Haitian in America, in the world at that point. Yeah. So why wouldn't you think if he ran, he wouldn't win? It's like if Michael Jackson ran for president.
Michael Jackson runs for president.
Right.
There you go.
So, so Clef was already decided the winner.
Yeah.
Okay. So Michel Martelly he comes to me and says, because the word all got back to us as Clef is running. So Michel was like, listen, I don't want any part of this. I can't compete with Wyclef, right?
Okay.
So I said, Michel, no disrespect, but why is Clef even running? I think we can crush him because it's not about This is not about, yeah, he is popular. He is way more popular than you. He can definitely outraise more money than you can, obviously. But your message, to me, is going to resonate with the people more than his message. I don't even need to know what his message is to know it can't compete with yours. So anyway, Michel decided to go have a private conversation with Wyclef.
Okay.
Wyclef doesn't know that this is my brainchild at this point. He had no idea I'm behind this whole Michel Martelly thing, right? Because to go register was 2010 August of that year. So we talking about in July, Michel gonna have a secret meeting with Wyclef and say, hey, Wyclef, I didn't know you were running for president. You know, I'm actually trying to run also. Maybe we can join forces. Because, you know, you're my boy. I don't want to go against you, you know? So Clef is like, yeah, I kind of heard something about to the effect that you was trying to run for president. Yeah, you could come join my team, but I'm going to be president, not you. So Michel was like, well, I was thinking like, you know, maybe one of us don't work. He said, no, let me explain something to you. I don't know and I don't care who gave you that dumb idea to run, because I know it's not your idea. But whoever gave you that idea, you and that person, if you're not on my side, I consider you guys the opposition. And if you're the opposition, I'm going to crush you. I'm Wyclef Jean. It was like on some OJ shit. You know what I'm saying to you?
Okay.
So Michel comes back, yo, dude, I don't want no part of this shit. I almost felt like he knew it was you, but I guess he really didn't know. I don't want to get in the middle of this beef. Let's just let him go win and fuck. Because in Haiti, you can only run one term at a time. It can't be consecutively. So it's like you do 5 years, then you got to wait out the other next 5 years and then come back again. Because of dictatorship, that's why the Constitution did that after Baby Doc left Haiti. So he said, listen, Wyclef run is cool. We'll rock with him. And then 5 years later, he has to support us because he can't run.
Okay.
I was like, man, fuck that. We're going to go with this shit. And then we went. Obviously, he got eliminated. Now, to his defense, Wyclef, they eliminated him because they say he wasn't a resident, not a citizen. He wasn't a resident.
A resident, right.
He didn't live there for 5 years. He hasn't lived in Haiti for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's pure bullshit, okay? Because they could have done the same thing for Michel. Michel didn't live there for 5 years.
He'd already been living in Miami?
No, yeah, he was living in Miami. So Michel himself wasn't a resident for 5 years.
Okay.
Now, he had businesses, he has homes, his wife lived there, but his wife was not even a citizen. His wife was born in Queens. Michel Martelly's wife was born in Queens.
Okay.
So it was bullshit. But the reason why they eliminated Wyclef is because the organization that bodies the rules and the laws felt like, and the president at the time, if Wyclef ran, he can destroy all of them. They thought Michel had zero shot. The guy who's wearing the diapers, whatever, let him in. But this guy right here is a real threat.
So technically, Sweet Micky should have been eliminated right along with Wyclef.
100%. If anything, if you had to eliminate both of them, if you had to pick between the two, you would have to go with Michel before Wyclef, because Wyclef was the ambassador. So as an ambassador, you don't have to live in the country because you're out promoting the country.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It was all bullshit. But it wouldn't matter. He would have got destroyed anyway.
So, Sweet Micky ended up going all the way through. There was at one point where he got eliminated, but they ended up, because it gets down to the final two, right?
Right.
It's just like U.S. politics.
Right.
He gets eliminated, but then they ended up bringing him back
Right.
and putting him up against the woman. What was her name?
Yeah, her name was Madame Maniga.
Right. He ultimately ends up winning. Wyclef Jean ends up supporting him heavily. Why can't I think of the name? The white actor.
Oh, Sean Penn.
Sean Penn ends up supporting him as well.
You don't remember Sean Penn's name?
The name just kind of slipped my mind just now.
I got you.
Because you and Sean Penn at one point were not on the same side and so forth, and Sean Penn and Wyclef were not on the same side. But there was a scene in the movie where all three of you guys actually unite, along with Mickey and everything else like that.
Sean Penn and I were more united than Clef were. It was really Sean Penn and Clef that weren't united.
Right, because at one point Clef said he sniffs cocaine live on stage and everything else like that.
Right.
But all three of you unite. Sweet Micky ends up winning the presidency. I think one of the coolest things from all this is that although you were instrumental in helping him become president, you did not ask for any positions in the government. You were not offered any positions in the government. Why was that?
Why I didn't ask or I wasn't offered?
Either or.
Well, I didn't ask because I didn't want to be a part of the government. You know, when I first went to Michel and said, you should run for president, it was purely because, you know, we're all patriotic to where we're from, right? Like, if you have a team that you love or a set that you represent or a country you're from, even if you leave that country and you're now an American, or you leave the state and you now live in a different state, you're still patriotic from where you're from, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a hardcore Haitian, like, patriotic. I love my country. I love the history. So I really wanted to see this country make a turn. And I thought they need someone who could understand what the youth need, what's happening in this world. Because all the politicians prior, you know, they old. They're in their bubble. They don't know about social media. They don't understand that the world is constantly changing. So I thought Sweet Micky, Michel Martelly, was that guy. So, you know, I just wanted to help. I didn't want to be a part of the government. I didn't want anything. Now, why I wasn't offered is because I also posed a threat to his people that were around him. Because you gotta remember something. If I'm the puppeteer, I'm the one that's brought him the idea, who convinced him to run, who basically gave him his whole outline to run, right?
Right, and when he had his first press conference, you were right there next to him in the press conference, on camera.
Right before that, telling him what to say.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people don't know that. So his immediate team were like, they thought in their mind, this guy right here is the real deal, but we can't bring him around because he's gonna have too much influence on this guy. But that wasn't even the case because I'm not built like that. I'm the guy, I move in the shadow. That's how I like to move.
I mean, would you compare your role in Mickey's presidency to Steve Bannon in Trump's presidency?
Deeper than that.
Deeper than that.
Yeah.
But similar.
Similar.
Right.
But
Not
deeper.
to compare you to Steve Bannon, but you see where I'm going with
I
this.
see where you're going, but I'm deeper than that. I'm deeper than Steve Bannon.
So you were instrumental in helping to elect a president of a country.
1,000%.
He ends up getting elected. He does his 5 years,
Right.
and he's not currently president
No.
because after the 5 years, you can't
Right.
run again.
Right.
What's the state of, well, how would you rate his presidency?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
4.
A 4.
Yeah.
That's like a C. Well, it's below average. That's like a C minus.
Yeah, it's below average, yeah.
Why a C minus?
I mean, you know, when look, for example, when President Bush became president, no one had high expectation of him, right? And his legacy is going to be defined by the war in Iraq. People are now starting to fall in love with him because of the book he has, the coloring book, he draws, which is great. You know, he's a great, great personality. But when the bar is low, then whatever you do doesn't really matter. right? As long as it's above the bar. Cut to, say, President Obama, right here, right? The expectation was super high. So people are naturally going to be disappointed because he's not going to be able to meet those expectations. So now when you go back to Sweet Micky, because how he won, the unconventional politician with the rhetoric of populism, right? Diaper wearing musician, but yet provocative, somewhat intelligent, but a neophyte when it comes to politics, then this motherfucker wins. It was historical for Haiti, even though he is the third Democratic elected president in the 200 years of the Haitian politics.